afternoon, students and parents. We have a test in mapping sentences and writing original sentences. This is just a reminder of how to approach them, and if students need to review what we are actually trying to accomplish in getting a good grade on being able to identify parts of a sentence that make up a complete sentence, particularly the subject predicate, the prepositional phrase, and the verb phrase, which include auxiliary verbs and the main verb, and in the prepositional phrase, the preposition and the noun. So this is a short video on reminding them how to approach it. This week we're going to have a test on mapping and writing complete sentences. So this is really important to our writing process. We should be able to know how to write a complete sentence. Everything starts with a capital and ends with a period. That you guys already understand. But this is kind of new. Mapping and writing complete sentences, subject and predicates, preposition and verb phrases, auxiliary and main verbs. So before you start this, you should have your preposition and helping verbs. That's auxiliary verbs or helping verbs. You should have this list in front of you, so you do the best you can on your test. So as an example, I'm going to go ahead and map this sentence out. The first thing I think is the easiest thing to do is finding the prepositions, okay, because there's a list of them right here. If the word you select is not on this list, then it's not a preposition. So one of the prepositions I see right away is near the car. Here's near. Okay, so that's the preposition. Well, actually I said near the car. The car is the noun. Okay, so every preposition is going to have a noun that's associated with it. And so it's going to come after the preposition here. And that becomes our prepositional phrase. Again, a phrase is more than one word. The next one I see is right here, the preposition for. That one's right here. And the noun is me. I can see me. So nouns are things you can see. I can see me in the mirror all the time. I can see cars outside. That's what a noun is. You should already know what nouns are. And these are two words that make up a prepositional phrase. Now the next thing I know is a verb. A verb is an action. And my sister here are nouns, and I don't see any other action here except waiting. So that's my main verb. Now my helping verbs are everything before that. It comes before this part. So my helping verbs are down here. And these are all helping verbs. Should have been. Okay, waiting is our main verb. So these are all helping verbs. And all of them put together, strung together as should have been waiting, is our verb phrase. Now the last and hardest part is the subject and predicate. The subject is always the noun that's doing the action. And the predicate part is the action that they're doing. And there's only two parts of a sentence that's there. So you can see that most of the sentence is already mapped. And I have to ask my question, who is doing this action in this sentence? Well, it's my sister right here. So here's the subject and here's the action part. And we divide sentences into the subject part and the action part. So this would be complete now. I would have my sentence mapped here with subject and predicate part, verb phrase, and two prepositional phrases. This would be a correct answer. So now I have to come up with my own. This is a little bit harder. You know my neighbor's dog barks all night, so I think that's what I'm going to write as a sentence. I'm going to say, my neighbor's dog barks, or, well, I just can't use barks, so that'd be one. I have to think of how am I going to write this using my helping verbs. Must have been barking. Throughout the night. My neighbor's dog must have been barking throughout the night. Okay, just like this sentence here, I know my neighbor's dog. I know this is my subject. We're talking about the dog. And this is barking. This is the verb part. So I'm mapping this a little bit different because I had some time to think about it. Must have been. Okay. He must have been barking throughout the night because when I wake up and I'm really tired, I know the dog next door must have been barking and I must not have been sleeping very well. So must have been, I use quite a bit of helping verbs here. Must have been barking. Okay, so these are all my verbs. And I use a little bit more complicated preposition. This one here, throughout. It means he continuously barked. Throughout the night. Well, I know what night looks like because I can look out my window when the lights are out. So this is my noun, and this is my prepositional phrase. And my neighbor's dog, these are all things that these are all the subject part, but the specific thing I'm talking about is the dog here. But these are all nouns also. Okay, so good luck with your test. Map the 5 sentences. You've seen these before. Come up with 3 original sentences. And I look forward to reading them.